Alright, so you should be on uh, having finished step 5, and so now we are on step 6. So the way bearings are attached, it should look. Do I not have a? Yeah, so it should have. It's kind of hard to see, but if you can, it should look something like this, with the outer flange of the bearing. And actually, the flange is this wider part. This wide part is called the flange. It should be on the outside of the tuba. So you'll notice that it's on the outside of our entire drivetrain. Yeah, drivetrain. Um, okay. So we are going to take, so these two motors with the flanges pointing right will be on this side of the robot, and the two flanges pointing left will be on this side of the robot. What we're going to want to do is we're going to use a revolute mate for this. Click revolute mate, so it's right next to fasten mate. Fasten mate's what we use for everything else, or so far everything else. And then revolute mate is what we're going to use for bearings. Technically, in CAD, the type of, between these two, the type of mate, when we're doing things like this, it doesn't make a difference. If you're making something like gears, it'll make a difference. It kind of depends on what you do. But for this case, just out of good practice, we're going to use the revolute mate. So we want to select uh, the inner part, the part of the flange that points to the rest of the bearing. So this edge right here, because if you think about it, this edge is what's going to be, it's called planar or normal to uh, the 2x1. So what normal or planar basically just means is like this 2x1 right here is planar to or normal to this 2x1 here. Basically, it just means two faces are next to each other. So what we're going to do is we're going to select this edge right here, and then in order to select, basically, if you look at this, right, it doesn't look like a circle. We can kind of see how this right here kind of traces a circle right along here. Kind of makes a circle. This shape is, it seems very unorthodox, but there's a reason it exists. I'm not going to go into too, actually I can explain. So the reason we use it is because when we actually make, or when the manufacturers actually make this, they're not going to be able to make a perfect circle. Okay, perfect circle for basically literally for a bearing for in this case. They're not going to be able to make a perfect circle. So what they have to do is create these divots so for some amount of flexibility. We do that too, but we're still experimenting with it. So what you're going to want to do is for all of these like almost little flaps, you want to select this face so where you see something in the center. Those same three dots. And then once you see the three dots, you want to hit Shift and now select. Actually, what you can do. So once you see the three dot or the two dots and the mate connector, you want to hit Shift, and now you can click. You want to click the outermost one. Keep holding Shift as you click it, and then once you're done, you hit check mark. And so what you'll notice is this face and the face right here are right up against each other, which means they're normal to each other, clean to each other. And actually, something that's really cool as well is you can let's do what's called section view. And section view, you literally it's almost like slicing it in half. You can see cross section views, but it's just cross section. You can so it's right click, oh, right click section view, and then you have to select a face, and you can move this around. And you can see the cross section of everything. That's really cool. It's extremely cool. What you can see is this bearing is right up against the 2x1 right there. And so you want to repeat this for all the other sides. I'll demonstrate how the other side would also work. So like again, you want to select this side. So this is the side of the flange that is pointing to the rest of the bearing. And then you want to select the outer edge of your 2x1 hole. You want to select Not this one, but the outer one. So away from the rest of the letter. There you go. And so now you want to repeat that here, and you want to repeat that there.